In the early hours of April 11, 2006, Deshaun Dupree Holton, aka Proof, a fellow rapper and best friend of rap superstar Eminem, was shot thrice, twice in the chest and once in the head, killing him instantly on the spot. Eminem would describe Proof as a people lover, saying, "He loved people and people loved him. He was just a people magnet." Thousands of people, celebrities included, would attend Proof's funeral, leading to a traffic blockade that afternoon. So what happened that April morning, and how did what started out as an innocent game of pool turn into a gruesome murder scene? Proof and Eminem met as teenagers, where they bonded over a common love for hip-hop and dreams of stardom. Though attending different high schools, Proof would sneak Eminem into his school's cafeteria to freestyle for rap battles. After failing out of the 9th grade, Eminem would go on to undertake a number of odd jobs, including working at the restaurant Gilbert's Lodge. With a daughter and girlfriend in the picture, alongside other mounting responsibilities, his rap dream wavered. With Proof's insistence, Eminem began to freestyle at the Hip Hop Shop, a clothing shop come day and party scene come weekend where Proof acted as a battle MC. Proof's encouragement was especially important at a time when Eminem was accused of being a poser in the black-dominated rap scene in Detroit. Proof would also provide a place for Eminem to rest his head on during the tumultuous episodes Eminem usually had with his then on-and-off-again girlfriend and future wife, Kim. Proof introduced Eminem to Rosenberg, a music lawyer in the making at the time and Eminem's future manager, by having Eminem unknowingly audition for Rosenberg in the hip-hop shop after all the other freestylers had cleared out. When Eminem said there would be no Slim Shady without Proof, he wasn't lying. It was Proof's idea that they formed the D12 group, short for Detroit 12, and Dirty Dozen, a rap collective. The idea, according to Proof, was to have the group create dark, half-alter egos to explore hardcore styles. Per Proof's word, to have a personality where you would just say anything, you don't give a damn. A direct result of D12 was Eminem's alter ego Slim Shady. Slim Shady would be of great importance to Eminem's career trajectory. For one, inspired a demo track which would then get into the hands of Dr. Dre and be his leeway to stardom. Then D12 would go on to have chart-topping albums in the US, UK, and Australia. This experience would top off as one of Eminem's best moments in the music industry at the time. He made this known in a report made by Rolling Stone where he spoke highly of the D12 members, including Proof. "They're my foundation," he said. "If I lose my foundation, then what do I have? Just to be myself on a big-ass mountain? A little lonely rich bastard? Not only are these guys my friends, I don't trust nobody new that I meet. At all." True to his word, these words would carry weight in the years following Proof's death and would shed more light on Eminem's stance in the controversy surrounding it. Proof and Eminem remained close friends even after Eminem's breakout into the industry, and Eminem would acknowledge Proof's influence over his career, stating, "There would be no me without Proof." In the preceding months before his death, Proof is said to have become more focused with his life, even quitting pills and smoking weed. On the fateful night of April 10, 2006, Proof had been bar hopping with friends, going from Coliseum to Rolex to strip clubs before finally settling at CCC in the early hours of April 11th. It wasn't unusual that he spent his late nights clubbing with friends. At CCC, he and his entourage were searched for pistols, excluding one person, Reginald "Mud" Moore, whose gun would play a role in the events of the early morning. Proof soon began to play a game of pool with Keith Bender, Jr., an Army veteran who had attended the same high school as Proof. However, it didn't take long for an altercation to break out between the two. Proof is credited with having had a short temper. Yvette Hines, who claimed to have known Proof for years, would say of him, "He always had that short temper, and even though people don't like to admit it, a lot of us knew it was only a matter of time before it eventually caught up with him." Proof and Bender were quickly separated by fellow clubgoers, including Proof's companion, Mud. According to Mud, however, this did not prevent Bender, who would still go ahead and punch Proof in the face before anyone could stop him. The ensuing event is met with discrepancy amongst eyewitnesses and police reports. However, according to Mud, due to the ongoing commotion in the club, Bender's cousin and club bouncer, Mario Etheridge, fired his pistol into the air. Proof, who knew Mud still had his gun, hassled it off Mud. Per Mud's account, Proof shot into the air just as Etheridge had done before engaging in a tussle with Bender. By the end of the commotion, both Bender and Proof were lying on the floor with gunshot wounds. Bender with a bullet in his head, and Proof in his chest and head after being shot by Etheridge. While police reports allege that Proof first shot Bender before he in turn was shot by Etheridge, Mud disagrees with this, and Proof's friends were also quick to dispel this. Rapper Horny Mac, who had also been at the scene that morning and had been subsequently shot in the hand from the drama, said, "It was effed up. P hit the guy and then his cousin fired shots in the ceiling. I do not believe P shot the man. He'd never shoot nobody unless they fired first. In the aftermath of the incident, Proof, whose jewelry had been stolen off of him at this point, was rushed by the club owners to St. John's Hospital, where Proof was pronounced dead on arrival. That morning, the media would immediately go into a frenzy and describe Proof's death as another hip-hop slang. A service was held for Proof 8 days later after his death on April 19th, where over 2,000 mourners, including best friend Eminem and other celebrities like 50 Cent and D12, gathered at the Fellowship Chapel, Detroit. Delivering a eulogy at the service, Eminem said, "Without Proof, there would be Marshall Mathers, but there would not be an Eminem. There would not be D12, and there would not be a Slim Shady. This was a man I knew. He came to me one day when I was living in my house on the east side and threw a pair of shoes at me and said, 'Put them on.' I said, 'Why?' He said, 'Put them on your feet.' I said, 'Why?' 'Because I'm tired of you wearing those same dirty-ass shoes.'" After the funeral service, a procession followed with a horse-drawn hearse to Woodlawn Cemetery. Proof's casket, gold-plated and etched with his name on it, costed about $48,000. Rappers bemoaned the violence, with Obi Trice saying, "We're killing each other, and it's about nothing." After the funeral procession, Proof's closest friends and family gathered at the Good Life Lounge, where they threw a party in his honor, complete with the soul food spread while also playing songs by D12. Proof's shooter, Etheridge, was exonerated of his murder, but later charged and convicted with carrying a concealed weapon and discharging a firearm in an occupied structure. Bender died of his wounds days after the incident. Proof had been instrumental in fostering the rap scene in Detroit, having played an important role in the careers of Eminem and Obi Trice. Eminem would go on to eulogize his best friend with the unreleased track Difficult, which would later leak to the public. He would further mention Proof in a number of songs like Stepping Stone from his Kamikaze album, which marked the end of the D12 group. Welsh singer-songwriter Jem dedicated her song You'll Make It to the memory of Proof. She revealed that she was in Detroit at the time of the incident with Eminem's friends with whom she was recording with. Proof was survived by his wife, Sharonda, and their 5 children, and life after his death wasn't the same for his family, D12, or Eminem. Weeks after the incident, Bender's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Proof's estate, with reasons being that Proof was allegedly responsible for Bender's death. Deeming the lawsuit as wrong and insensitive, especially for Proof's family, Mudge shared his own account of the story anonymously to XXL magazine for the sake of clarity. It wasn't until October that year he gave an interview with the same magazine about his take on the whole incident. When asked about why he decided to step up months after Proof's death, he credited the lawsuit made by Bender's family as the real cause. "Sooner or later it was going to come out that I was there, so I might as well, for Proof's sake, for his family's sake, and for his kids' sake. He's got 5 kids. You want to take money from his children? You want to take money from his loved ones? From his mother? That's messed up. I felt obligated, morally. For someone I've known that long and saw him killed, I gotta say something." As for D12, the crew lost its drive and steam after Proof's death. Every member pursued their own path as solo artists, and some eventually left the music industry altogether. Eminem, on the other hand, who had been fighting addiction all his life, had it worse off after Proof's death. He would slip into certain depressive episodes, which would culminate in his methadone overdose in 2007 and full depression during his 5-year hiatus. Basically, everything took a turn for the worst in the lives of the majority of people Proof had made an impact on, particularly Eminem. Notwithstanding, he'll continue to have a place in Eminem's success story forever.